domestic matter. Back in February of 2021, President Biden said Donald Trump should not be given the traditional intelligence briefings that were given to former presidents because, quote, what value is giving him an intelligence briefing? What impact does he have at all, other than the fact that he might slip and say something? Does the president still feel that way now that Donald Trump is on the way to becoming the Republican Party's nominee and would be entitled to the briefings that a party candidate would get?
I think the president's words stand today, as he stated them however long ago. I don't think his mind has changed on that. I just don't have anything to add.
Would he do anything to block him from getting these briefings later this year?
I don't have anything to add, but the president was very clear about how he felt about that, and I would say those comments certainly do stand today.
Yesterday, I believe, Jake Sullivan announced that the administration backs a bipartisan bill that would lead to the banning of TikTok. Does Jake's views represent the views of the rest of the White House?
We don't see this as banning these apps. That's not what this is. But by ensuring that their ownership isn't in the hands of those who may do us our harm. This is about our national security, obviously, and this is what we're focused on here.
And the president would sign a bill. I mean, the bill explicitly gives the administration the authority to ban the apps if those ownership questions aren't resolved, and the president would sign it, right?
So we welcome the bill. We obviously are working with them, and we think
Jake's words were to quickly act, urging Congress to act quickly to send it to the president's desk.
And that's what I was going to say. We welcome it. Obviously, we've been working with them on it, and we would want to see this bill get done so it can get to the president's desk.
The final question, is the president planning on talking to TikTok influencers on Friday after the State of the Union about his speech?
That's a good question. I don't have anything for you on that, on his schedule for tomorrow. Once we do, we certainly will share that.
Friday.
For Friday. As you know, he's going to be on the road on Friday. I don't have anything.
And if he does, you wouldn't see any contradiction between the fact that the president would be using a technology that he's urging Congress to...
Here's the thing, and I've been asked this question multiple times about TikTok and our use of TikTok. As it relates to the campaign, I know the campaign has created a TikTok account. I would let them speak to that. That is their strategy, would let them speak to that. And we've said this before. We are going to try to meet the American people where they are. We are.
Even if it's a dangerous platform.
But it doesn't mean that we're not going to try to figure out how to protect our national security, right? The president's got this.
Given that House Speaker Mike Johnson has invited and is hosting the parents of Evan Gershkovich, what is the White House's reaction to that, given his role in stalling the national security bill, do you think? What does the White House think about his invitation to Gershkovich's parents?
As it relates to the National Security Supplemental and the Speaker refusing to put it on the floor so that it can get overwhelming support?
I ask because the White House has said before that the Speaker, by stalling the national security bill, he's giving aid to Russia, and now he's invited.
I mean, that still stands. I mean,